Hello and welcome to Driver's Seat and to the facelifted version of the third generation Seat Leon. Now the Leon's still available in three body styles: a 3-door SC or Sport Coupe, a 5-door ST or Sport Tourer, or to you and I, Estate, and this 5-door family hatch. Now I can assure you that it has had a facelift, albeit a subtle one. The headlights have been redesigned and now offer LED technology. There's a wider front grille and a new bumper. Very little's changed under the skin. There's a new electronic handbrake on anything other than the entry-level model, and there's a new 1-litre petrol engine. So there's now 6 petrols to choose from and 3 diesels in a combination of 5 and 6-speed manual gearboxes standard and a 7-speed DSG automatic. There's also 6 trim levels, including a new range-topping Excellence. And like the front, the changes aren't substantial at the back either. There's redesigned LED taillights and a new bumper. Now prices for the facelifted Leon start at £17,455, and we're testing the 1.4 litre petrol with a 6-speed manual gearbox in this FR trim. This is expected to be the most popular amongst private buyers in the UK. Inside, changes are limited to the electronic handbrake, which frees up space in the middle, new seat upholstery and trims. Also there's an 8-inch infotainment touchscreen, which can now be zoomed through pinch control using your fingers. It's a decent system, it's clear and it's reasonably intuitive, but like all these things, practice makes perfect and you'll become more familiar with it. The new Leon's also packed with new technology, so it's got keyless entry and stop start with this button down here. There's wireless mobile phone charging, adaptive cruise control, city brake system, and a traffic system that will allow you to flow with stop start heavy traffic. In here it's pretty similar as before, which isn't a bad thing. It's not the most beautifully designed interior, but it's really neat, tidy, functional and very classy. This is the FR front sport seat, and it has a pump lever down the side to adjust my height and a rotary dial at the back. There's also a second lever for lumbar support. The bottom seating position leaves me with decent headroom. Steering wheel then adjusts very well for reach and tilt, and this is the flat bottomed FR model. The dials ahead are very clear and nicely styled with a little bit of chrome, and there's a 3.5-inch screen between them with my trip computer information. In the centre I've got automatic climate control, the mobile phone charging, a couple of cup holders and another cubby. Under the central armrest is a rather fussy cubby area, rather than just a big open space. The glove box is actually pretty decent, whilst there's a smallish door bin. In the back there's very good headroom and decent leg and knee room, although footroom is limited under the front seats. The transmission tunnel is narrow but quite tall, however should be able to accommodate 3 people across for shorter journeys. There's no central armrest, but the door does have a decent sized door bin. The boot offers 380 litres of storage capacity, has a good size opening and a flat floor. There's also 2 bag hooks either side and 2 side compartments. Those 6 specs are made up of SE, SE Dynamic Technology, SE Technology, FR Technology, this one, and Excellence. There's also the range-topping Cupra. In the estate form, you can also go for the soft-roader called the Experience. Now, that has a raised ride height of about 15mm, unique looks with its more rugged off-roading appearance, and an on-demand all-wheel drive system. The 1.4 litre in this develops 148 brake horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to get it from standstill to 62 miles an hour in 8 seconds. It's also got cylinder on demand, which means if it doesn't need all 4 cylinders, it'll cut down to as much as 2, which will help with fuel economy. And that's said to be 57.6 on a combined cycle and 116 grams per kilometre of CO2. This gearbox feels precise and mechanical, like you're meant to put the gear in there, so 3rd to 4th it really clunks into place. I like that. Combine that with a reasonably weighted clutch and it's easy to swap cogs in here. However, the 7-speed optional DSG gearbox is a delight. It can be a little bit jerky off the line, but once it's on the move it settles down and you'll never notice it changing gear. What it does have is 2 steering wheel mounted paddles which use the dual clutch system to change cogs super quick. Max torque is available from 1500 through to 3,500 revs and max power from 5 to 6,000, and you can really tell it helps this engine just pull smoothly from almost any speed in any gear. It also picks up speed very quickly. It's incredibly usable. The brakes are strong and keep the car extremely stable under emergency braking. The FR comes with SEAT's drive profile settings, which is this little button on the dash. Now that can be specified in Eco, Normal, Sport or Individual. So Eco just makes everything a little bit duller and emphasises fuel saving. Normal is as SEAT have seen to set this up, and Sport just makes everything a little bit more responsive. The throttle's quicker to respond, whilst the steering stiffens up by 7%. The Leon's been my personal preference of family hatch for some time now. That's because of how well it handles, but it handles brilliantly and not at the detriment of ride quality. This thing is comfortable. You can feel there's a firmness, you can feel there's a sporting undertone, but it doesn't shake your bones to bits. It doesn't even feel tough and hard over bigger bumps. It's really, really well judged. Damping's also excellent, so the whole body just sits beautifully on the road. Throw it into some corners and the Leon feels really light and super agile. It's happy to attack a series of bends on a twisting B road and will reward the keener of drivers. The steering's accurate but on the lighter side of life, so it's really good around town and manoeuvring when parking. It is a little light, I would say, when pushing on, but pop the sport mode on and it firms up nicely. Even in damp surfaces, the front wheels have got plenty of grip to get you on the move. The 1.4 litre engine is pretty quiet and refined. Even under hard acceleration, it's quite restrained. It's quite a breezy day today, so there's a little bit of wind noise, but not much at all. I was going faster earlier when it was less windy and there wasn't too much noise. There's a little bit of road roar on uneven, poor surface roads, but generally this is very refined and a super pleasant place to be, and you really can crush long distances in the Leon. The Leon has pretty slim front and side roof pillars which help with visibility. You always feel like you sit quite low and hunkered down in this car, but it doesn't impinge your view forward or to the side. The rear roof pillar is a little thicker, but this model comes with a reversing camera and parking sensors which help when parking. It's an absolute joy to drive, this is, and there's no drawbacks. There's 5 doors, a big boot, and you can take the whole family with you. It's also economical and swift. Well, what's not to like about the Leon? The updates keep it fresh and modern with that new technology, but the combination of ride, brilliant handling and a great powerful yet economical petrol engine, for me, keep this right at the top of the class. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments section below about the facelifted Leon, and remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel for free.